Well, welcome to the Moose River. Today is August 7th, Sunday. Entering here in Moose River North. Never been to this entry point before. Been all around this area, but not actually in this entry point. And a string of lakes up to BWCA and north of Lac La Croix, or south of Lac La Croix. So, kind of looking forward to crossing this off the list, checking it out. Entered here from the parking lot. It was a 160 rod portage, which I've kind of called the Moose River Highway. Three parties coming out, 3 parties coming in, including myself. I was in the middle of it all, unloading, but nice people talked to there. They let me go ahead of them because they're taking a little longer to load and stuff, they said. It was real nice chatting to them for a minute. Took my photo and took some photos for them. What a beautiful day. Oh, I think this is the first portage already. One beaver dam float over and looks like another one here and a portage right after it. This won't be bad at all. It's a fresh beaver dam keeping the water deep right to the portage land. Look at that. Wow. Alright. The wall on one side and beaver dam in the middle, and unfortunately it's quite deep right here, so we'll see how this goes. The north end of this first portage here is pretty darn muddy. It's just a shallow mud hole here that I'm standing in. It's over ankle deep, but as you can see by the clouds, it's just pure mud. Oh, it's pretty good rapids here. There's deep holes and rapids. Well, here's a hole that's too deep to walk through, but right on the other side there you can see another sandbar all the way across. There's one little channel off to the left. Let's see if we can sneak through that bugger. Well, I feel sorry for anyone trying to keep dry feet in this. Nope. Beautiful though. This is why I come out here after all. I think it's about 3 inches deep here. We are floating on it, but just barely. First major beaver dam coming up here that I actually, well, not counting the one at the portage there, but oh boy, I see open water over it, but there's a pretty good shelf there. I better pay attention here a little bit. It'd be fine if it was just smooth. Oh, a good sharp rock. Here we go. Haha, just like a fair ride. Look at that. That was cool. Well, there's the hill everyone talks about, right up there. Big, smooth, bald rock. There's a lot of evidence of people landing right up here. Nice place to land, even crawl up the shore and going up there and get a photo of this whole valley. I guess you can see for miles. Pretty neat. Beautiful, smooth rock. I'm doing good on the river course here. I should be way ahead of everybody. 6 parties now I've met coming out. And there's still just maybe just those two behind me. This is an absolutely beautiful river. One of the nicer ones I've been on as far as rivers go. All those parties coming out ahead of me. There's no way there'll be a chance of running into a moose, I don't think. But you never know. Nice. Just about to break out into Nina Moose Lake here. That last little stretch here out in these reeds get a little confusing actually. There's a lot of forks in this stuff. I think people are taking different routes each time, I don't know. But the lake's out there. It's a matter of not running out of water, I guess. Wild rice. They're hanging off of the stems. They fall right off, so I don't know if they're ripe yet or not. As Nibby pointed out in his video, directly ahead, right down there, is a really bright sandy peak. And that's where the outlet of the lake is. And it does actually stand out like a beacon. Pretty neat. Whew. Well, I think I'm going to at least stop for a minute here if I see a campsite and eat my PB&J that I packed for lunch. Well, I stopped here at this site on Nina Moose to have a little snack. It's actually a really interesting site. It's kind of grassy around most of this point. The site I wanted on this lake is occupied, but a lot of other sites, like that one right over there, there's one back in that bay, and then there's one over there, and this one more further on the point that way, that all appear to be empty. And then there's two on the shore here, and the biggest one right there, that's the one I wanted. But naturally that's where someone would be. But yeah, it's a really nice site here. I kind of like this actually. The grass is, you know, whatever. I don't fish from shore anyway or anything. But stopped here. I'm going to eat some food, take a little break, stretch my legs for a minute. Took about 45 minutes to get from that last portage on the river to here. No beaver dams to climb over. I just floated right through every single one of them. Few deer flies, few horse flies, but not too bad. And I'm also going to stop here because there's some darkening, thickening clouds over there coming this way. And over there in the distance, it's dark gray. And there was a brief chance, I think it was 40% chance of showers at about 4 o'clock. But, you know, pretty low chance, but still a chance, I guess. And I'm hungry, I gotta eat something. Yeah, oh yeah, over here is it's funny when you paddle in here, you gotta go way around that thing. It's pretty hard to get through. I tried a couple times, but too many rocks. But oh, a neat spot. Well, take a break and figure out what's next. Yeah, my lunch is a tortilla PB&J. Doesn't that look appetizing? A little smashed, but not too bad. Becky made this for me. Pretty nice for her. What a nice spot to eat. I've decided to stay here at this site on Nina Moose. I'll explain here in a sec, but here's the entry point where I came in this morning. That, of course, 160 rod portage to start. So a couple of portages on the river. There's an unmarked one on this corner here, which actually I was able to get out and walk and float through it. Came up the river. I got a late start this morning. I forgot my hat, which I realized a half hour from home. I did turn around and go back and get it because I do want my hat. It was on my mental list to pick up in the morning. I had it hanging right there, and somehow I totally missed it. Totally screwed that up. But needed my hat, so I lost an hour total there at least, and then had some trouble getting gas on the way up here in a couple of towns. Kind of strange. But so I got to Nina Moose here. I stopped to eat at this site right here. The whole lake is empty from what I can tell, other than this site right here. And I stopped here to eat something and realized, it's 2 o'clock. There's some dark clouds off here to the right that way. Not too bad, but only a 40% chance of rain. Not too likely, but it could happen. And the next, if I wanted to keep going, I have to go up the rivers, a few portages, quite a few miles, and I could go to Agnes and take a chance on one of those sites, see if one's there, or the river further and go to Oyster. Oyster was my goal for the day, but it's not realistic right now. It's starting at 2 o'clock. I mean, I know it stays light till 8, and it could probably one way or another make it work, but I decided, I'm been up for a long time. I think I'm just going to take a chance and park right here. I did pick this site because it has an eastern exposure on this peninsula, very open to the east. Dew point's supposed to be pretty high today, and the temp's going to drop way below the dew point, and it's going to be wet tonight and early in the morning. I think the lines were crossed until like 8 or something, so it's going to be a very wet morning. And I got a chance then here, a little bit of some sun to help dry the tent off at least a little bit, but pretty little lake. Interesting thing about this campsite, I want to point out a few things. The fire grate's back here in the woods, surrounded by hazel brush and oak trees, believe it or not. They're all oak trees, bur oaks, every single one of them. Kind of weird. A couple of spruce in there too, but anyway, fire grate's back in here. Big, huge, open, beat-up site out in front. And one thing I don't like about the site, it is completely surrounded everywhere in the grassy areas. It's all poison ivy. That is poison ivy. Yeah. One huge tent pad in a hole right there. Let's go check this one out. Maybe some hammockers have been back in there. Boy, there's all this vegetation area is all poison ivy. So interesting. Have to be very careful walking back and forth here. I don't really think I'm allergic to it. I never used to be, but I guess that changes over with age. Nice tent pad here, really nice. And I assume the latrine trail. We'll check that out later. Well, I've got camp set up here on Nina Moose Lake. I am trying out a little recreational hammock just for the fun of it. No, I'm not converting from tenting to hammock camping yet. Just trying it out because we had it around. I did a little some changes to the suspension, so it was lighter and a little easier to set up, and it's actually pretty nice. Kind of fun to lay around. Hard to find trees. The trees are not really the right distance apart, and they're kind of in the way of everything else. And there's the fire grates right there. It's kind of the only 2 trees, and there's a lot of poison ivy everywhere where it's green here, so kind of difficult to get in there and get the straps around the trees, but it worked out pretty good. Kind of fun. I might curl up and take a nap here in a little bit. It got dark. And it cooled off very amazingly quickly, and mosquitoes started biting a lot. Kind of a little sign that they're getting kind of aggressive, like before a rainstorm. But it doesn't really look like a rainstorm, but it looked like I'd get a little shower out of any one of these clouds. But camp is set up enough. I'm not setting up the tarp because it's going to be so wet tonight anyway. It's not really supposed to rain that much. So I'm set up right here on the peninsula. Again, for that hopefully eastern sun. My little hammock test is going on right here. Fire grate area is back there. I'm not even using it. I'm just kind of sitting out here. Working out good. Remember when I said about the tarp, it's not really going to rain. I don't need to bother setting up the tarp. This is actually the second shower we've had. The first one only lasted 15 minutes maybe. Pretty minor. This one's a little more aggressive. It's accumulating a little bit, getting stuff wet. Get everything quick. Thrown back inside here. My day bag. More on this later, by the way. And then got my food cooked. My rice is cooking in cozy. Just gonna leave it sit there till it gets warm, and hopefully by then I can go outside and eat it. And my other gear is just kind of sitting right here. Got water filtered, and a little lounging around is all I got done. Well, it looks like dinner in the vestibule tonight. Got my food barrel sitting there. Got the screen open. Made some pink lemonade, and I'm having some Spanish rice, and that worked out really good. I kind of like that. Nice bunch there. As you can hear, it's still raining. Half hour now. It's been a pretty rainy night here so far. Did manage to get dinner done. Got the rest of the tent put together. And laid down and took another little nap. Some ugly clouds passing over. Little break in the rain here right now. It's kind of nice. Holy cow, I got out of the tent for a little while here, and the mosquitoes have gotten kind of nuts, actually. I can't hardly hold the camera still. But yeah, they're definitely coming out. It's wet. Reactivated them, I guess. But kind of a dark night. A little gloomy, actually. I think I'm just going to keep hanging out in the tent. It's 8:15. I think I was planning to make one of my cheesecake batches, but I don't know. I'll think about it some more for a while. If I do it, then I have to actually do dishes and stuff, and like I said, it's getting buggy, and more rain is coming, so we will see. Other than that, it's been a great day. Got out here on this trip, having a good time overall, and more tomorrow. Thanks for watching.